Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Working from home, protect your sensitive data with an extra layer of security at expressvpn.com/inside. Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's weekend roundup time. So guys, today we're going to talk about No Man's Sky because it recently had its 5-year anniversary. I know it's been 5 years, and I know what you're saying, Brian, that actually happened last month. I know, but in fairness, there was a lot of Blizzard news to cover last month. But right now we're going to talk about No Man's Sky because they deserve a lot of props, specifically the developers at Hello Games, for turning this game around. It had a disaster of a launch, but then really an unprecedented rebound, culminating in yet another major content update that dropped this week. So if you're not familiar with No Man's Sky, oh boy, it is quite the backstory. I'll try to make it quick. Now, it's pretty safe to say that this was one of the most controversial launches in the last decade. Well, before Anthem and Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, those kind of set a new bar, but before that, it was No Man's Sky. It launched in 2016 with a ton of hype for its vast procedurally generated universe. Lead developer Sean Murray and others hyped the game up so much that it got the infamous "last game you'll ever need" tag in some circles. Players were led to believe they were gonna just play this game forever. They were gonna get to explore a vast universe with their friends. Could be cool, right? What could go wrong? Well, everything, because in video games, what goes up must come down. The hype got so big that when it launched, it was knocked for being, it was kind of empty, kind of boring. I gotta be honest, I paid for it, I played it, I was like, it needs more here. I like what we got so far, but it needs more there. So the backlash was huge. Hello Games and Murray got a ton of scorn for promising a bunch of features that didn't make it into the game. At least it didn't on launch. That led to a ton of people abandoning the game, a lot of bad press. There were death threats. People were insane. Gamers cannot act right sometimes. Some people felt like the developer had released a toy box with a lot of potential, but they'd forgotten to put any toys in it, and you need toys. Otherwise, you're just sitting in a box with sand that probably has some pee in it. Now, if you remember back then, the hype and the backlash were equally gigantic. We did a ton of videos on it back in the day when this channel was called The Know. That's how long ago it was. Was Bill Clinton president? Probably. But regardless, people stuck with it. There was a dedicated community of No Man's Sky fans. They hung in there. They were convinced that there was the skeleton of a good game in there. There was a sandbox. It might have had pee, but it was a sandbox, and there could be some toys added. And to their eternal credit, the dev team kept working. They added long-awaited features like building bases, planetary vehicles, crossplay, VR, pets, expeditions, mechs, living ships, and more. It took them forever, but they did it. In 2018, the next expansion finally added proper multiplayer to the game. It allowed players to serve as a crew on a freighter together. You could colonize a planet. It was coming back. And even more impressive, all the updates were free. So that brings us to this week and the launch of the newest expansion called Frontiers that adds alien settlements for you to explore with aliens in them. Finally, a recent trailer showed off the settlements. They were complete with aliens wandering the streets. You can become an overseer of a settlement. You can build it into a larger town. Citizens are going to ask you for help. Then you got to defend the town against attackers. Fun stuff, like living world stuff that you get to do. So it is yet another very welcome update in a long line of them. In all, the team has added 17 major updates since No Man's Sky launched 5 years ago. That's more than 3 major updates a year. Absolutely insane. So whatever backlash they generated at first, it is gone now. Actually, No Man's Sky has been pretty good for years now, but 5 years, it's a nice anniversary to look back and see how far the game has come. Players have been stoked too. On YouTube, in response to the trailer, commenter EboSan87 wrote, "Been here since day one, and I'm still baffled by Hello Games' dedication to continue to improve this game year after year with 0 microtransactions or paid expansions." Over on the No Man's Sky subreddit, that has grown to almost 600,000 people, by the way. They are stoked to be seeing NPCs in the game. User Livid Leafy Greens wrote, "This is wild," in all caps, so it's extra wild. Finally, some conflict and purpose. I can only imagine this has laid the basis for us owning entire solar systems and creating vast empires. So yeah, they launched it a little bit too early, but they have made good in a big way. Just a great story all around. Everybody loves a comeback, and there's maybe no bigger comeback in games than No Man's Sky. guy. Maybe Final Fantasy XIV. They really turned that game around too, which ironically is also doing really well these days. You'll love to see it. Sean Murray marked the 5-year anniversary of the game over on the PlayStation blog, writing, "It hasn't always been easy, but the thing that has been our guiding star throughout has been the players and the community. Behind every update, every video, every feature, and line in a patch note is a team that cares so deeply for this game." He called the Frontiers update a missing piece of the sci-fi fantasy that we've always wanted to add, but interestingly, they're not done yet. Murray added that Frontiers is, quote, "just another step on our voyage," so who knows, we can be making a 10-year retrospective too. It's awesome. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the people who bought it, who got their money's worth. It's just like a nice, positive story in video games, so I love it. All right, we're gonna get to the rest of the stories in just a second, but first, guys, let's talk about Honey. Let me ask you something. You know the joy, the euphoria of buying what you need from bed in your PJs? It's the best. I would wear sweats and a t-shirt year round. I kind of do it, mostly rooster teeth, but I love it. I love ordering that way. But you know what's even better? Saving money with the perfect coupon code, thanks to Honey. Honey is the free online shopping tool that scours the internet like an algorithm pirate, searching for buried promo codes, and then Honey just applies the best ones to your cart automatically. Add the Honey extension to your browser, and when you're ready to check out, the Honey button drops down. They apply any working codes they can find to your cart and just save that sweet, sweet cash. I love buying, of course, video games. I buy tons of electronics, sneakers. Honey has helped me save money on all that, even when it's random and unexpected, like, oh, these shoes are now $5 cheaper. That's awesome. Thank you, Honey. I literally didn't have to do anything, so I appreciate it. If you don't already have Honey, you could be missing out on free savings. Honey installs in just a few seconds. You'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/inside. That's joinhoney.com/inside. Save money with Honey. Catchy. Thank you, Honey. All right, on to the rest of the stories. Now, if you have been watching the news or this channel, you'll know that Blizzard has been at the center of a massive sexual harassment controversy, and now it's affecting the names of characters in some of their games. Overwatch's McCree, you know him, you love him, he is going to get a name change, according to a tweet from Overwatch's Twitter account, saying, "As we continue to discuss how we best live up to our values and to demonstrate our commitment to creating a game world that reflects them, we believe it's necessary to change the name of the hero currently known as McCree to something that better represents what Overwatch stands for." It's called, we're gonna change his name to "Don't Sexually Harass Your Employees." Yeah. He's not gonna be known as the Washington football team. Boo, ba-da-boo. Thanks, everybody. Tip your waitstaff. Of course, left unsaid is that they're changing it because it was named after longtime Blizzard designer Jesse McCree, who was let go last month as part of the fallout from the harassment scandal. He and others were criticized for their part in a frat boy culture within Blizzard, and he was in that infamous Bill Cosby suite picture at BlizzCon several years ago. CNET also said that several character names and references in World of Warcraft will also be changed. A Blizzard spokesperson said that in-game references to McCree, Louis Barriga, and John McCraft will be removed from the game because those are all other developers who have left Blizzard. The three have characters named after them, items, weapons, more, so it's pretty extensive as the fallout from the scandal continues. So, you remember that new PS5 model that self-dropped recently? It was in like Australia and then it came to the UK. It had the new screw for the base stand. That was kind of cool. And mysteriously, it weighed 300 grams less than the original. So what was taken out? Where did that 300 grams go? Well, the gang at Digital Foundry tore the new model open, and honestly, who better to get to the bottom of this? It turns out the heatsink is smaller. As Digital Foundry put it, the monstrous cooler of the original model, weighing in at 1,639 grams, is replaced with a 1,368 gram alternative, which obviously accounts for most of that 300 grams. The YouTuber Austin Evans was the first to discover the new heatsink, which he claimed that the smaller cooler is made from less efficient materials and thus produces a hotter console. Digital Foundry, not quite as sure. They said, perhaps with the benefit of more exposure to production silicone and all of the telemetry from the millions of units out there, Sony is confident enough to shrink the cooler and bring down the build cost of the machine. They're smart. I understood 3 of those words. So yeah, who knows? But I guess we'll know soon enough if a batch of new PS5s start having issues, but We'll see. China is going after kids and their darn video games. Authorities issued a new rule limiting gamers who are under 18 to just 1 hour of gaming on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays and holidays. And it's a set hour. They have set the hour between 8 and 9 p.m. on those days. State media said the move is to combat gaming addiction among teenagers, but for teens in other countries, of course, it's totally fine to feed them free-to-play games with the intent of grabbing as much cash as possible. What's up, Pokemon Unite? Enjoying Blastos? I do like it. Just kidding. I'm Lucario all day. And RIP to servers in China. Have fun dealing with the crush of millions of teens all logging in at the same time every weekend. I'm sure that's going to go great. And let's finish up with a nice little rumor. The entire Uncharted collection could be coming to PC. That's according to a Reset Era post of an alleged leaked image of a social post that's announcing the collection being released for Steam and the Epic Games Store. Obviously, that's a leak. There's no corroboration. These things have been faked before, but the ad shows that every Uncharted console game, including Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, will be included in the package. It's apparently going to happen soon if this leak is true. The social post is set to go live Monday with the December 7th release date, so we will know if this is real or not very soon. All right, 5-second review. Let's see, he's an underachiever, he's into pro wrestling, and he has a lightsaber. I'm in. All right, let's talk about the games coming out next week. First up, Chernobyl Light is a science fiction survival horror RPG set in the hyper-realistic 3D scanned wasteland of Chernobyl's exclusion zone. Explore a non-linear storyline in your search to uncover the truth of your tortured past. It comes to PS4 and Xbox One September 7th. Fist, Forged in Shadow Torch, is a Metroidvania featuring exploration, intense combat, and challenging platformer. Comes to PS4 September 7th. Sonic Colors Ultimate. Join Sonic in the high-speed adventure of a lifetime. Dr. Eggman has built a gigantic interstellar amusement park bursting with incredible rides and colorful attractions, but he's powering it with a captured alien race called Wisps. Oh no, use Sonic's light and speed to free the Wisp and learn the secrets of their amazing powers as you explore 6 unique, colorful worlds, each filled with dangerous enemies and hurdles to overcome. Now with stunning upscaled visuals, additional features, and a new game mode, and enhanced gameplay, it's the ultimate Sonic Colors experience. Coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch September 7th. Struggling is a physics-based co-op platformer with a twisted spin on teamwork. Control the arms of a squishy abomination and lead it through a deranged world. It comes to the PS4 and the Xbox One September 8th. The Artful Escape, a teenage guitar prodigy, sets out on a psychedelic journey to inspire his stage persona and confront the legacy of a dead folk legend. It comes to PC and Xbox One September 9th. Kraken Academy, make friends, free spirits, and make sure that the world doesn't end. Tall Order. Welcome to Kraken Academy, a Technicolor fever dream that for legal reasons can only be described as technically a school. Join forces with a magical Kraken to manipulate a time loop and save the world. Comes to PC September 10th. Life is Strange True Colors. Alex Chen hides her curse, the psychic power of empathy, the ability to absorb the emotions of others. Whoa, she's like Rogue but for feelings. When her brother dies in a so-called accident, Alex must embrace her power to find the truth. It comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Stadia September 10th. Play the odds in Lost in Random, a gothic fairy tale inspired action adventure where every citizen's fate is determined by the roll of the dice. It comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch September 10th. NBA 2K22 puts the entire basketball universe in your hand, now with more slot machines. I don't know if they still have a slot machine in it, probably. Anyone, anywhere can hoop in NBA 2K22, especially if they've got money for microtransactions. It comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and Switch September 10th. Tales of Arise, 300 Years of Tyranny, a mysterious mask, lots of pain and memories. Wield the blazing sword and join a mysterious, untouchable girl to fight your oppressors. Experience a tale of liberation featuring characters with next-gen graphical expressiveness. It comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, and Xbox One September 10th. And finally, WarioWare, get it together. Uh-oh, here we go. Take on over 200 quick and quirky micro games. Is there going to be nose-picking? There has to be. Lightning-fast mini-games filled with frantic fun, solo or with a friend. When his latest harebrained business scheme goes awry, Wario must use his signature style and smell, ooh, that's a pick-your-nose reference, to fix it. How? By playing a twisted collection of microgames, of course. From assembling a robot to pulling out a statue's armpit hair, nice. WarioWare Get It Together is a comedic cooperative microgame mashup. It comes to the Switch September 10th. That's all the news I got for you this week, you guys. I hope you're having a great weekend. We'll see you soon. You like the screen? I just put it in. It's better than looking at my kid's bedroom.